WTOV9 Sports is proud to present the First Choice American Community Federal Credit Union WTOV9 High School Football Game of the Week tonight from Kettlewell Stadium in Wintersville. It's the 4-1 Indian Creek Redskins taking on the 3-2 Bellaire Big Reds. Hello again, everybody. I'm Don Sloan alongside the coach, Rich Walensky. And, Coach, when you look at this game, it's the classic matchup, the power and the running game of Indian Creek against the passing game of the Bellaire Big Reds.
And I think the fans are going to be in for a treat because they're going to see two diverse offenses, Don. You know, Bellaire's going to throw the ball all over the place. They're going to spread out all over the place, make Indian Creek defend the whole field. Indian Creek, on the other hand, they're going to try to run the ball, which they've been very successful doing, and they're going to try to keep the ball away from Bellaire as much as they possibly can, try to shorten the game as much as they can, and then win in the end.
If it's Creek defensively, what do you do to stop that Bellaire passing attack? Do you attack them?
Well, I think you got to mix it up. You got to do a couple of things. You got to play some zone. You got to play some man. You got to send people sometimes. You got to drop back, keep everything in front of you. Don't let them make the big play because they're real good at making the big play.
It should be a good one. Bellaire and Indian Creek will be back with the opening kickoff after this.
A bad place to be is between me and the ball. One more.
We are strong, fast, and nasty.
Every quarter, every minute, every second counts.
Hustle, hit, never quit.
Football, every single day.
Check the scoreboard. We got 6.
There's no I in team, but there is a win.
Nobody beats me in my house. Football is a way of life.
Choice America Federal Credit Union WTOV9 High School Football Game of the Week is brought to you by A&B Kia, Weirton Medical Center, Belmont Savings Bank, The Highlands, Bear Heritage Federal Credit Union, Thomas Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram.
And welcome back to Kettlewell Stadium in Wintersville. The Indian Creek Redskins playing host to the Bellaire Big Reds. There's head coach Andrew Connor talking to his team, and over on the far sideline, it's the Bellaire Big Reds. Should be a dandy. The First Choice American Community Federal Credit Union WTOV9 Game of the Week. There is Jose Davis and the Bellaire Big Reds on the far side. Bellaire in the white jerseys, red pants. Indian Creek in the white pants and red jerseys. Down on the sideline is Allie Cohen. Allie.
Hey, Don and Rich. When I talked to Indian Creek head coach Andrew Connor yesterday, he said that his team hasn't played with a complete roster for the past 4 weeks. Tonight, they will do that. They regain 2 key defensive factors, and defensive back Tyler Latham, who brings speed and quickness to the team, and Zach Cole, who is the team's second leading tackler. Guys, back to you.
And thanks a lot, Allie. And so many times when you talk about high school football, it happens all the time on a Friday night. We'll see a score and be like, man, what happened? Boy, this team hung with this team for a half or 3 quarters when you thought it might be a blowout. And a lot of times folks don't realize that some key guys are out, key guys that are playing the lineup. Sure. And Indian Creek, as Allie pointed out, they are finally healthy.
And, you know, it's magnified even more on the high school level, Don, than it is anywhere, you know, because you have a lack of depth most of the time. You know, although you have a 2-deep roster, you know, depth chart and so on, that doesn't always mean that the guy that's substituting for the guy that's injured is of equal ability or talent.
So Bellaire, the Bellaire Big Reds, you're talking about their speed, their quick strike offense, one of the premier passing attacks in the Ohio Valley, going up against that power running game, the big offensive line of the Indian Creek Redskins. Classic matchup, power against speed. A running game against passing game. Last year down at Bellaire, Indian Creek dominated Bellaire by time of possession, keeping the ball, having these long scoring drives, and running game and defense did the trick.
And I'm sure that's what Coach Connor wants to do again tonight against this you know, explosive Big Red offense.
Cody LaRoche set to kick it off. Deep kick, fielded at the 18. That is Blake Rohr, and Rohr is electric. And a huge tackle brings him down at the 41-yard line, and Bellaire's Dom Vinca coming up with a stop. There's a look at Jonathan Woodbury. He'll be leading the way at quarterback here for Indian Creek. And we talk about the size of Indian Creek. They've got size in the line. Yeah, but they've got size at quarterback. He is a big one, Woodbury, and a strong physical runner. Jonathan Woodbury, indeed. 6 foot, 200 pounds. It's like having a fullback or a tight end type of body in the backfield. They'll start off in the I. Blake Rohr, the speedster, dots that I. Zach Connor, the fullback. And it is Rohr spinning, and he gets out to the 43-yard line. A couple of weeks ago on Sports Friday, he had one of the electric plays of the night, and I'm telling you, he had about 4 spins, 2 dipsy-doos, and a whole lot of third and fourth gear going for a big run. There's a look at the starting offense for the Indian Creek Redskins.
I'll tell you, Bellaire has 8 people in the box. They're defending the run. And even though Indian Creek has twins out here, they're in man coverage.
Toss, Rohr, near side, trying to bounce it outside. Bellaire strings it out nicely, and they make the tackle short, and a loss of about 1.5 yards.
Tell you, good job that time by the Bellaire defense. They just strung that out and made Rohr run to the sideline instead of trying to plant that back foot and get upfield. No running lanes. It's going to be a 3rd and long, and this is not a down and distance that Coach Connor wants to be in.
Well, Chris Major split down to the bottom, trips to the top, and the guy you want to watch there is Rohr, who's the inside man in that trip set.
Yep.
If he can get the ball in space, he can be something else to watch.
And that's a
quarterback draw with Woodbury.
Ooh, if he makes a cut to his right, he may have gotten the first down, but he's going to be short by about 2 or 3 yards. But a good call on 3rd down. And the thing is, when you put Rohr in that position, Don, what happens is they have to cover him mostly with a linebacker because Bellaire plays a 4-4 defense, and that's a mismatch.
So you're looking now at a 4th and 3. Woodbury up under center. Wishbone as they go for it, and this is Latham. And Tyler Latham's got the first down, so 4th and 3 on his own side of the field. Andrew Connor saying they've got no glory. They go for it, and they get the first down. Hancock County Savings Bank replay.
Tell you, it's no secret where they're going. They were unbalanced right in a wishbone formation, and that's a play that they used an awful lot in short yardage situations, just a full house backfield wishbone.
Starting defense, led by a white back, a defensive end. Therefore, the Bellaire Big Reds at the bottom of your screen. Zach Connor, your fullback. Flag.
Flag in the play.
That time, Bellaire gave him an odd look, Don. They had a man lined up right over the center, and they were in a 5-man front with 3 linebackers.
So procedure, the call, that'll back the Creek up 5.
5-yard mark off makes it 1st and 15.
Two receivers, top side. Offset I. Woodbury fires down the middle, wide open, Zach Connor. Connor will go for the Indian Creek touchdown. 48 yards.
You got to account for everybody in those formations, and Coach Connor's going to give Bellaire a lot of different formations, and that time it was the tight end straight down the middle of the field. Woodbury did a great job. Here he is lined up on the right side. Play action held the linebacker. And a very, very good call that time by the Indian Creek coaching staff. Coach Connor, good job.
And Connor showed some good speed. It looked like the Bellaire defender might run him down, but Connor had the speed out run. Beautiful play execution.
Absolutely.
Here's the attempt for the extra point. Snap, good placement, snap. And the kick is up, and it's good. So the guys that run the football strike via the pass. Creek leads at 7-0, just underway on the game of the week. Creek strikes first. They're up 7-0. Let's go down to Allie Cohen, and Allie, Zach Connor wide open.
He was certainly wide open. And his dad, head coach Andrew Connor, was very happy about that. When Zach came off the field, Coach Connor went up and gave him a big hug. When I talked to Connor earlier this week, he said that it's really cool because Zach has been on the sidelines with him for the last 11 years since he's been head coach at Indian Creek. So he's been through it all with him, and now he gets to coach his son. And I asked him, so what do you talk, when you talk about the game, what do you talk about? He said, well, first I asked him if he wants me to talk to him as a dad or as a coach. If he talks to him as a dad, he gives him a fatherly, nurturing answer. If it's as a coach, he says it's the truth. Guys, back to you.
Well, I can tell you one thing from a guy that's coached his son. It's pretty cool when you're excited as a dad and a coach at the same time.
Absolutely. And I'll tell you, on that particular play, Don, you know, it was a good pass because when a quarterback's thrown to a guy that's that wide open, he has a tendency to take a little bit off of it so that he doesn't overthrow him. And that was a good play all the way around, well, and good execution.
Spencer Badia fires. He's got his man complete at the 40. First down and more into Indian Creek territory. And I'll tell you one thing, when you're playing the Bellaire Big Reds, there's not a whole lot of room for celebration because you better strap it up and be ready to play some defense. A flag at the end of the play, most likely on the Creek.
It's going to be a late hit coming in with the helmet. That'll be a 15-yard penalty against Indian Creek.
Kenny Hess coming up with a big gainer for the Big Reds.
Personal foul on defense. 15 yards.
So the personal foul on the Creek.
On that pass play, Don, it's going to be real important for the linebackers of Indian Creek to get underneath those short passes. You know, those short to intermediate pass plays, the hooks and the hitches. And so, you know, they're going to have to get there real quick.
1st and 10 on the 30. And the pass is incomplete. No flag there. It seemed like that was disjointed. All kinds of guys moving every which way.
That time they were in man coverage, sent some inside linebackers. Creek really likes to send their inside linebackers and get some pressure right up the middle. And that time linebackers were coming in the A gap. That's the gap on either side of the center.
There's a look at the Bellaire starting offense. Now Bellaire will look over the sideline and get the plays. Jose Davis will signal them in off his chart. Two receivers either side. Badia fires, pass is caught underneath. Nick Patrone, touchdown Bellaire Big Reds.
I'll tell you, they had the right idea because they dropped Zachary Williams, defensive end from Indian Creek, into pass coverage, but you know, he just wasn't able to cover Patrone. You can see him right here going flat, and Patrone cuts right behind him into that open area. No linebacker, no anything, and that's the vulnerable area that Coach Connor is going to have to make some adjustments with his defensive coordinator to cover.
Snap, placement, kick is up, and it's good. You like offense? You like points? This is the place to be. 7-7. All right, out of the gates. Next Friday, the First Choice America Federal Credit Union WTOV9 High School Football Game of the Week has a backyard rivalry. Buckeye Local taking on Martins Ferry. The game will play back on WTOV9 next Friday, following Sports Friday. It's the only game in town. Martins Ferry and Buckeye Local. So 7-7 your score. Out of the gates quite quickly in this one.
And we're not even 4 minutes into this game. We're 3 minutes and 20 seconds, and we've got a 7-7 score. We'll see if Indian Creek is able to answer that score. You know, I said at the beginning it was real important for Indian Creek to start out real fast, and they did a good job, but defensively they got to find a way to slow down this Bellaire, you know, big play offense.
Well, they've got to hurry Badia. They've got to get in his face and not give him a lot of time. There's the kick. Fielded by Latham at the 15, out to the 20. And out to the 28-yard line on the return. And boy, late hit in there on Bellaire. No flag. Austin McConville with a tackle.
And Seth Pickens
But you saw how much they respect the running game and respect Blake Rohr when they bid on that play action pass with the touchdown.
Yeah. And we'll see if they run that formation where they have Blake Rohr as an inside receiver to the 3 receiver side. Well, there it is. They've got 9 guys. They got 6 guys up on the line of scrimmage and 3 linebackers. The middle of the field is wide open.
Body's moving. No flags flying. Blake Rohr, 32. And I tell you what, he must have been watching Saturday Night Fever movies with John Travolta, because that kid's got some moves. I'm telling you. His hips move, he spins, and every other thing. He's pretty impressive. When he gets hit, he's spinning out of it. Some disco fever.
He's a real aggressive runner and hard to bring down. And, you know, he keeps his pad level low also, Don. Doesn't give, you know, guys a real good shot, you know, at his legs. And, you know, that's why he's so effective.
2nd and 6 on the 32. Bunch top side. They'll run into the bunch. Rohr tries to cut back, but nothing doing. The Big Reds, some good gang tackling.
Here it is on the Hancock County Savings Bank instant replay. There's just too many white shirts up there for those Indian Creek offensive linemen to block. You know, you look at this defense, Don, they got 5 big guys down in 3-point stances. Now this is the formation I was talking about. They've got a linebacker on number 5, Blake Rohr. They're in man coverage.
Well, Hot, Goodrich, and Rohr, the trips to the top side.
Now see if they push off the 2 wide receivers and go underneath with him.
Connor floats in motion to that top side. Woodbury rolling. Floats it up there down the sideline. It is overthrown, and it'll be a punting situation for the Creek.
That wasn't a real good series that time for Indian Creek. Woodbury's got, you know, pretty good time to throw. Good job by the offensive line from Indian Creek. Did a good job giving them time to throw. But I think most of their success will be on the short to intermediate passes, Don, and you know, where they're going to flood a zone or, you know, pick a defender and run a
Williams to punt. Big Reds take it to the 35.
Good coverage.
Great coverage and good tackle for the Creek.
Number 6, Chris Major.
And we'll take a timeout. 7-7 your score. 6:51 to go, first quarter. 1st and 10 on their own 40 for the Bellaire Big Reds. Badia has 2 receivers to the top, 2 to the bottom. All day. Slant top side. And the Big Reds off to the races again down to the 27-yard line. The pass caught by Brendan Ross.
Middle of the field is really weak right now for Indian Creek. Most of their passes are all being completed inside the hash marks.
And it's a quick strike rhythm passing game, and that's all he needs is that, you know.
That's right.
2 to 3, 4 seconds is all he needs. Timing, and they're getting no one in there to really disrupt things. If you're going to do it, you have to do it quickly. Here's the defense for Indian Creek. Man goes in motion, top side. They will run the football,
nice
and
job.
Nothing doing. Zach Connor coming up with a tackle of Tyler West.
The off goes to number 3, Zach Connor.
You know, they're playing Zach Williams, 6'1", 250-pound defensive end in a stand-up position, and he's really not making a big rush. He's, you know, going under control, not really coming real hard. Okay, we got Patrone now, split to the right.
Yeah, Patrone's at the bottom of your screen on the far right, trips to the top side. And Bellaire with the timeout.
Bellaire.
Next Saturday, the First Choice America Federal Credit Union WTOV9 Game of the Week travels to Bellaire. The Big Reds hosting the St. Clairsville Red Devils. The game will be broadcast Sunday, October 13th at noon. It's the only game in town.
Just a reminder, tonight's ball game will be rebroadcast tonight by WTOV9 after Sports Friday.
Allie Cohen's down on the sideline. She has a good look at things. What do you think so far?
Well, I'm not going to give you my opinion. I'm going to give you the opinion of someone who knows a little bit more about the game than I do. You were a longtime defensive coach, Kuzakowski, longtime defensive coordinator here at Indian Creek. How do you go about stopping this type of offense when you have a quarterback with an arm like Badia that just fires it?
Well, Allie, you know, we tried to mix up our stunts with our linemen up front, and we got to mix, you know, we tried to mix up our defensive coverage with some zone defenses and some man-to-man defenses, and hopefully our blitzes would sack them.
So tonight, what you're seeing here, what do you think these guys have to do to stop Badia making that pass?
I think we have to continue with what game plan Coach Grinch devised for us and stick with that game plan and keep mixing up our zone and man coverage, and also maybe run some time off the clock offensively for us.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Thank you, Coach.
And thanks a lot, Allie. So you saw a procedure being called. Indian Creek with a lot of jumping around and so forth. And Bellaire moves, so that'll back them up, make it 2nd and 14. Nick Patrone, part of a twin set down here to the bottom. Badia gonna run with it. And Spencer Badia to the 20, down to the 16-yard line.
You
bring up 3rd and about 4.
That's one thing you don't see very often. You don't see Spencer Badia running the ball too very much, but it's important for those Indian Creek front 4 guys to stay in their rush lanes. Don't be put out, you know, pushed to the outside or, you know, logged to the inside. Make sure you stay in your lanes. Try to get upfield as straight as you possibly can. Control your gap.
Hunter Westlake and Patrone down to the bottom. Kenny Hess, a slot man to the top side. Badia fires, passes caught by Patrone, and Patrone breaks the tackle of Connor and then drags the man down to the 1-yard line. You see the strength of Nick Patrone.
Okay, not a very big guy. This is the one they scored on. It's a slant play to the inside. He beats his defender. And, you know, you can't put a linebacker on Patrone. It's just not going to work.
On the ground, West.
Good job.
Down to the 1.
Pretty good defense that time. Good surge by the defensive front of Indian Creek. Able to make some good penetration and hold that to no gain or maybe a loss of 1.
2nd and goal in the 2. Badia goes to the sideline to get the play from Davis. And they are so deadly down with the way they can throw these quick slants.
That's why you got to stay inside of them. If you stay inside of them, then they're going to run a corner route.
Badia rolls top side, fires underneath, incomplete. And some pressure from Zach Connor from the backside. So it brings up 3rd down. Surprised they rolled Badia.
Yeah, I am too, Don, because he's so effective sitting back in the pocket.
Zach Williams is gimped up, number 1. The big tackle limps off to the side of the field.
Boy, that's a loss.
Yeah, he's 6'1", 250. 3rd and goal at the 2. Badia's got to run over it because the coach's box is so far away, and you see Davis signaling in the play.
We got a sidecar this time.
Well, Patrone's cleared on to this side. Look for Patrone on the slant. No, they go the other way. They loop it up. It's been tipped. Incomplete. I think that ball was tipped at the line of scrimmage, and I think Badia got hit too.
It was tipped at the line of scrimmage. Right there, number 11 did a good job. You can't get to the quarterback, you get your hands up. That's Christian Getze. I tell you, nice defensive stand here.
Getze learning from the Indian Creek volleyball players, I think, because he looked like a volleyball player coming up, jumping at the net with the block.
Okay, we're going to have a field goal attempt here, number 58, Cody LaRoche.
Snap, placement, kick, and it's blocked. Zach Connor in there for the Indian Creek Redskins, along with Isaiah Pavlik, and it's still a play because they could take this back for a touchdown. Tyler Latham goes for the Indian Creek touchdown. Oh, mercy. That's a live football, and Creek with the touchdown. They're going to be a flag because he dove into the end zone.
They're going to be penalized 15 yards probably on the kickoff for excessive celebration. Here it is now. We don't see who blocks the kick, but Taylor Latham really has presence of mind to pick up the ball and run it the other way. There's nothing wrong with that, you know. He did a great job, picked it up and went the distance.
So Tyler Latham with probably the electrifying play of the night. The block punt. It was Connor Latham that came in and blocked it. And they take it all the way back for a touchdown. And Indian Creek leading Bellaire 13-7.
A look at tonight's scoreboard.
There's a look at Andrew Connor, and he's having a word with the official.
And that score is incorrect. It should be the other way around. Indian Creek 13 and Bellaire 7. There we have it on our screen right now.
There's a snap placement, and the extra point is no good.
That extra point could be big.
And let's head down to Allie Cohen. And Allie, I think my question is on the sideline, you could hear everybody up here, pick it up, run with it, That's live football.
Yeah, guys, a couple of the Indian Creek players are celebrating, running off to the sidelines, and people were screaming to get back in there. They didn't realize that the ball was still in play. Latham did pick it up and, of course, scored. Indian Creek had 3 other goal line stands this season, so it's not something that's new to them, but this time it worked out pretty well, returned for the touchdown.
And thanks, Allie. And it is talking to Andrew Connor in game prep this week. He said they've had, now make it 4 big stands like that. They were used to being with their backs up against the wall, and ironically, boy, I don't know if it's a Buckeye game or the Oak Glen game, but Latham returned a pick 100 yards for a touchdown. Yeah. So now he's twice had teams knocking on the door, and Tyler Latham's taking it back to it for a touchdown.
Very opportunistic. And that's what happens when you have a passing team, Don, playing out of that spread offense. The closer you get to the goal line, the field shrinks. You don't have as much room to run your offense. You have to be very, very careful, handling the ball.
And the thing of that, you block a kick, and sometimes the ball bounces.
Yeah.
Right. And Bellaire, great field position at the 47.
When we were here during the Indian Creek Weird game, we talked about the weakness of the Indian Creek kicking game, and if they've got an Achilles heel, that's probably it. They just don't have a good, strong kicking game. But they're pretty good on offense and defense. But special teams is 1/3 of the game. There's a 6-man front. Now they're switching out of it. Playing a little zone now.
1st and 10 at the 46. Badia fires. Pass is caught. A couple yards short of the sticks. And that's Westlake on the catch.
I tell you, we talk so much about Badia, and he Spencer Badia is a very, very good quarterback, but he's got some really quality receivers. You talk about Nick Patrone and Hunter Westlake, Kyle Hess. These guys are really good.
There's the handoff to West, and West down to the 24-yard line.
Stop is made by 27, Laughman, 23, Kettlewell. First down, Bellaire. Dr. Game ball tickets will now draw the winning number for tonight's first game.
That was Tyler West, junior running back, 5'10", 160. Good solid run.
So 1st and 10 at the 25.
They're in the pistol.
And he is ripped down. Badia faked the handoff, kept the football, and in comes the Creek for the sack, and coming up with a defensive lane, Luke Carroll.
I mean, he came like a shot. I mean, nobody even touched him. That's big number 72, Luke Carroll, 5'11", 200-pound defender. It's a loss of about 5, so it's going to bring up 2nd and 15.
Kenny Hess, your slot to the top side. 2 receivers to the bottom. That's Westlake and Patrone, with West lined up behind Badia. 2:34 to go, first quarter. Badia, nobody to throw to. Now he's going to roll. Pass is picked off. Corey Goodrich. There's going to be a flag on the return. Corey Goodrich the pick. With a flag on the return.
Here it is here, and pretty good defense that time by the linebackers. They got under everybody. Badia's not sure. Now here he's trying to throw. Throws behind his defender, or his receiver. Got an illegal block in the back on the return, so Indian Creek's going to maintain possession, but it's going to be 10 yards further back. Or 15 yards further back, I'm sorry.
There's Jonathan Woodbury. Look at him. He's as big, at least height and width-wise, as some of his linemen.
He looks bigger than 6 foot, Don. Let's see if they can punch it out of here. They're in the shadow of their own goalpost.
1st and 10 on their own 9. Blake Rohr.
Number 5, Blake Rohr, the ball carrier.
You got a couple, but they're not going to.
No, it wasn't Rohr. They've changed to it was Michael Puro. Now Rohr checks in for Puro. There's Andrew Connor.
It's going to be 2nd and about 7.
Now they'll have. Actually, they'll probably run the bone. They've got 3 backs in there. They've got Puro, Rohr, and Connor. 2nd and 7.
They're in. It's going to Rohr.
Boy, and Rohr breaks the tackles. Nice run out to the 29. He's got the first down at the 24-yard line for the Creek.
First down, Indian Creek.
Okay, good blocking. Watch his blocking right here. Excellent job coming off the line, and an excellent job of running aggressively by Blake Rohr, number 5, the tailback for Indian Creek.
Ball marked on the Redskins 24-yard line. 1st and 10, Indian Creek.
Rohr comes out of the game.
Latham moves into his running back spot.
They're in the bone again. Double tight.
That's Puro. Nice run out to the 33-yard line.
It's a gain of almost close to 8 yards. It'll probably be closer to 7. I'll tell you, there's no secret about what they're going to do. And, you know, Bellaire has as many guys up there around the line of scrimmage as they can possibly get. That's a gain of 8, so it's going to bring up 2nd and 2. Rohr checks back in as a right halfback in this wishbone formation. Connor is the fullback.
That's Rohr. And Rohr breaking tackles. Blake Rohr across midfield to the 40. Down to the 37-yard line. And you're going to have a flag on Indian Creek. No, that's a fumble. It's a fumble.
Wow.
So Rohr, at the end of the play, fumbles the football. And Bellaire with the recovery.
Here it is. He's holding on to it pretty good. Comes out of that pile. See what happens right here. Switches the ball over to the outside arm. They punched it out.
Brendan Ross.
Tell you, that's a good job by number
Ross.
22. Yeah, Brendan Ross, defensive back. Good job, Brendan. Coming close to the end of the first quarter, and boy, I tell you, there's been a lot of fireworks just in this first quarter alone.
Man comes in motion. They'll flood this bottom side. Badia looking this way. Pass thrown underneath to Westlake. He's breaking tackles. Gets out to the 41-yard line. And that'll do it for the first quarter. We've got a dandy. The Creek leading Bellaire 13-7 after a quarter. 13-7. Indian Creek leading Bellaire after a quarter, and the Big Reds just with a big turnover as an alert. Brendan Ross punches out the football after a big game by Indian Creek, and that gives Bellaire the football to start the second quarter. They've got a 2nd and 5 on their own 42-yard line.
Have twins both ways, sidecar to the left.
Badia steps up. He's going to run with it. Spencer Badia across midfield to the 40. Badia down to the 34-yard line. A huge gainer, and Badia a factor tonight, not only throwing but running the football.
That's the second time that he's been unable to find a receiver, but it was able to find a running lane, and does a good job of getting the ball upfield into Indian Creek territory at about the 36-yard line.
Well, that Bellaire offensive line did a nice job picking up. You saw Zach Connor blitzing, and they picked him up. Into the ball game, Brandon Laughman, the transfer from Martins Ferry. He's number 30, and he's going to carry the football. And Laughman's got the first down and more. Laughman down to the 6-yard line. He's a speedster. Saw a lot of time last year for the Purple Riders, and he pays big dividends right there.
Because of his transfer, he was not eligible to play for the first 5 weeks of the season. This is his 6th week. This is his first appearance in a regular season game. First time he's touched the ball, and makes a great run down inside the 10 of Indian Creek.
1st and goal to go in the 7, and when Bellaire has that running game clicking, it makes an outstanding offense just that much better.
Especially the play action stuff.
We're going to flood this bottom side. Badia, something didn't work right there, and you got to wonder if Laughman, he didn't know what the play was, because I think this was kind of and probably should have been an option or near side.
Right. This is the way Badia came, and Laughman went to the right side instead of the left side, and Badia had no choice but to eat the ball and make sure that he didn't fumble. It's a loss of a couple, so it'll be 2nd and goal from the 13-yard line.
They've got a bunch to the bottom.
Split end to the right.
Badia, pressure, fires. The pass is caught down at the 1.
Pass is caught down to the 1-yard line.
He was under some duress here, number 32. Try to grab his arm. Wow, what
That's
a catch.
Cole.
Third and goal from the 2. And the pistol.
Man in motion down to the bottom.
There's the
Badia
option.
keeps it.
And
Touchdown, Bellaire.
Badia's in the end zone for the Bellaire touchdown.
Boy, that fumble really hurt. Turnovers. But that's one thing you want to try to eliminate as much as you can. Run any option. Somebody has to be responsible for the quarterback. Somebody has to be responsible for the pitch. Badia find a little bit of seam in there, planted that back foot, and headed to the goal.
Snap, placement, and kick. And it's good. So Bellaire leads it 14-13, 9:40 to go in the first half.
He's got the pass, and he's making his way to...
And we're back, watching the grass grow, and it probably is growing on a muggy night like this.
Damp night. We had a little thunderstorm here at about 5 o'clock, or earlier, about 4:30. But the field's in excellent condition.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. 9:40 to go, first half. Short kick out of bounds.
And that ball being spotted at about the 36-yard line, so I'm sure that Indian Creek will take the ball.
First half scores of local interest. Wheeling Park 17, Thornton nothing. Oakland 13, Weir High nothing. Buckeye Local 8, Edison nothing. And Martins Ferry 14, Union Local 7.
We have a kick out of bounds. The ball went out of bounds in the 36-yard. That's where it's going to be placed. First down, Indian Creek.
Indian Creek spreading it out a little bit. They're in a pro formation. Split end and flanker.
Jonathan Daly now in at fullback, and you've got a flag. Bellaire jumping off.
See what umpire or referee Tom Bloom calls here.
Dead ball.
Dead ball.
Encroachment. On Bellaire.
Encroachment.
5-yard penalty.
It used to be called offside, but now it's encroachment.
Encroachment.
This is an end over with a flanker. Wow.
Just a mass of bodies.
Looked like there was nowhere to go, but like roar. Just
no,
roar.
that's Puro.
Yeah, that's number 21. That's not roar. That's Michael Puro. And a good job by that offensive line to just keep on plowing ahead. Got the first down.
Redskins.
So they're at about their own 47-yard line.
50-50 is Ronnie Beard.
Now, if they've got a play action pass out of this formation, Don, I think it would be very effective to the tight end.
The handoff. Oof. Latham. About a yard, and that's it.
Connor Latham, the ball carrier.
Pretty good job that time by the left side of that defensive line.
Yes.
See right here.
Make it 2nd and 8.
Big number 20. Is that 25 or 75? Number 25, Kenny Hess, linebacker.
2nd and 8. That's Roar. Boy, and Bellaire is starting to tighten things up defensively.
Well, they've got so many guys around that line of scrimmage when they're in that wishbone double tight end formation. They've got to be able to throw the ball to loosen up that defense a little bit, Don. They're in the 3rd and 7. And again, this is the down and distance that Coach Connor does not want to be in. Yeah, trips one way, split end down here at the bottom of the screen. And a sidecar to the right.
Woodbury on the draw.
16 Woodbury, the ball carrier. Shot goes to number 45.
Indian Creek's got to give Woodbury a chance to throw the ball. Even though, you know, there's a little bit of an opening there, there's not enough of an opening for him to get the first down, so they're going to be put into a punting situation, 4th and 4. And I don't know. Looks like they're going to go for it again on 4th down.
Timeout, Indian Creek. Start timeout, Indian Creek.
Coach Connor wants to think about it.
So Creek with a timeout, looking at a 4th and 4. We'll take a timeout.
Winning number for that. Finally,
and we're back. It's 14-13 Bellaire. Let's head down to Allie Cohn on the sidelines. Allie.
Hey guys, so I'm here with Jai Hill. He's with the NCSA. It's a National Scouting Service, and he's here watching Indian Creek's Tyler Latham. Tyler has had a pretty good first half so far, but how much weight do you actually put on these games? Because you know players have good games, bad games. When you come to a game, how much weight is put on the game that you attend?
Every game, there's a lot of weight put on the student athletes, but one thing that we stress at NCSA with our student athletes is act like you've been there before and act like someone is watching you at all times, whether it's practice, on the field, classroom, you know, out in the community. So all the time you're giving your all 100%. So Tyler's actually showing that tonight with some special teams play and also some play on defense also.
And you were NCAA Division II Player of the Year runner-up in the early 90s, so you can kind of empathize with these kids. So what would you tell them? How would you tell them to go into a game when they know that a coach or a scout is coming to watch?
Just at any time, someone can be watching you, like I previously said, but just go in, relax, you know, just act like it's just another game, just another day, but always giving your all and focusing. It doesn't matter what level it is, you know, it could be a Division III school or, you know, at the highest level. Doesn't matter. Football's football, and if you love playing football, that's all that matters. Like
Michael Jordan said, play every game like it's your last.
That's right.
That's right. All right, guys, back to you.
Thanks a lot, Allie. Now, I went to Clarion. He went to IUP, so can I be forgiven if I'm not a Hill fan? Who's your big rivals up in the PSAC? Boy, I tell you what, when I was in college, IUP had great. Frank Signetti was their coach. They had phenomenal teams. They were the IUP Indians then. Now they're the Hawks. The Crimson Hawks.
You know, in a previous series, Don, Indian Creek went for it on 4th down. They were unsuccessful, so Bellaire got the ball in really good field position. They haven't run a play yet because they were had an illegal procedure penalty against them. So it's 1st and 15 from about their own 42-yard line.
Here's the handoff, big gainer. This is Laughman breaking out in a big way. He fumbles the football down inside the 5, but Bellaire covers it up.
He fumbled the football, but Bellaire has recovered their own fumble.
Wow, he's handled the ball twice, and both times he's run for big yardage. Does a good job of finding the crease. Made a little lateral move to his right. And right here, the ball's punched out of there, but he's able to get it back inside the 5-yard line at about the 3. Good run by number 30, Brandon Laughman.
Split backs now. Westlake and Laughman. Westlake with it.
No signal.
He didn't make it. Just shy.
It's going to be second and goal from about the 1. We'll see where he places it. Is that about the 1-yard line? Here it is on the Hancock County Savings Instant Replay. Nice block by the lead back. That was Laughman.
Second and goal. There's the handoff. Westlake, legs driving. Touchdown, Bellaire.
Westlake into the end zone. 40 Bellaire touchdown.
Hunter Westlake, 6'1", 185. Here's LaRoche on for the extra point. Good snap, good hold, good kick.
And it's good. So it's 21-13 now. Bellaire.
It's Bellaire 21, Indian Creek 13.
This week's WTOV9 SEC Game of the Week has the Georgia State Panthers traveling to take on the Crimson Tide of Alabama at Bryant-Denny Stadium. Catch all the action Saturday on MeTV at noon. Allie.
Hey guys, so as you know, Bellaire head coach Jose Davis was a standout basketball and football player at Kent State. So when I talked to him earlier this week, I asked him, you know, if he talked to his players about his playing days. He said he doesn't really focus on when he played, but he talked about what he learned from good coaches and bad coaches. And one of the main things was know when to kind of tear a kid down and know how to build him back up. So when his team is down, I think that it really helps that he was a player himself, so he knows kind of when to get in their face and when to back off.
And he was a good one. I was at his first start, a Saturday at Bellaire, a sophomore quarterback playing a heavily favorite St. Clairsville Red Devil team, and the underdog Bellaire Big Reds scored 1 touchdown, and they won it by a 6-0 final. And that man there scored that touchdown, and that was really the beginning of what was just a huge run for Bellaire football. Played in back-to-back state championship games against Versailles and Germantown Valley View. Benny Taylor, former Cleveland Brown, was on those teams. So the Creek with the football now 21-13, 6:01 to go here in the first half.
I'll tell you, pretty good kick that time by LaRoche. Got it into the end zone, so Indian Creek, not real good field position. They start out this series on their own 20-yard line. Still no reason for, you know, Indian Creek to change anything with their game plan. You know, just keep on trying to execute better and keep on pounding the ball.
Not much there on first down. Leading that charge defensively, Wyatt back for the Big Reds.
Yeah, you just don't have enough red shirts to block all of the white shirts. Looked like they had a good, good surge at the point of attack, but then guy comes off the perimeter and is able to make the tackle on Roar for a loss of a couple.
Zach Crawford, your slot top side. Johnny Hott split all the way to the top. Jonathan Dalen at fullback. There's the toss. Blake Roar.
Oh,
and he's going to get pulled down by the face mask.
Number 19, Zinka, 25, Hess on the sophomore leg. There was a flag on the play.
We're going to see if we can hear the hit. Ooh.
15 yards from here, run, first down.
Official right on top of it throws the flag, and I think it's going to be a 15-yarder. So that's a break for Indian Creek. They're able to punch it out to about the 36-yard line, so they're in good shape now. They can open up the offense a little bit if they want. Twins left, split end right.
So first and 10.
Everybody comparing notes out there. Make sure they're all on the same page.
First and 10 at the 36. Woodbury on the keep. Not much there.
The one thing that Bellaire has done really good so far in this game, Don, is that they've got some nice quickness on defense. They have guys that are able to come to the ball right away. It looks like a back from Indian Creek is going to break it for a good gain. Then all of a sudden, boom, there's somebody that comes up to make the tackle. That time, it was Kenny Hess from his linebacker spot doing a good job getting over there and taking Woodbury down after a gain of about 3.
2nd and 7. Here comes Roar. Spinning, breaking tackles across midfield to the 49.
Good solid run inside. You can see Roar is not a real big guy. He's only 5'9", but he's 185 pounds, and most of that power is in his legs. And he just keeps those legs moving all the time, takes short, choppy steps, and is a very aggressive runner.
First down for the Creek. Zach Connor back in there at fullback. This is Roar. Another good job by Bellaire up front. Kenny Hess ends up making the tackle.
That play was not, real crisp or sharp. It's supposed to be a little power play this way, but it looks like maybe the fullback went the wrong way. It was supposed to be a lead play with the fullback, but the fullback went to the left. Roar came to the right.
James Dumphy and Malik Green also coming in on that stop.
2nd and 9. There's the bunch set over here.
There's a bunch of blockers. And this is Roar on the Wildcat. Direct snap and not much there. Dom Vinca on the tackle.
Number 19, Dom Vinca. Linebacker. Was able to catch that from behind. Right there, good solid hit. And they've just too many people up there to block those guys.
3rd and 8.
And we'll see what Coach Connor pulls out of his hat, out of his bag of tricks.
But not many in there. Zach Connor on the carry. He's not exactly the Riverboat Gambler.
I know he isn't. Well, I'll tell you, he did go for it on 4th down, though, twice.
He did go for it on 4th down, but I guess his razzle-dazzle's that play-action pass to the fullback is what I'm getting at.
Right. And 58, Cody LaRoche on that tackle. He's not going to go for it here, not with 2 minutes left to go in the game, and give Bellaire a short field to operate with.
That's his bag of tricks. Instead of using a sledgehammer, he uses a small ball peen hammer maybe.
That's a good kick. I tell you, it's going to roll down near the 5-yard line at about the 7.
The ball is down around the 7-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 Bellaire.
The Ohio Valley loves high school football. That's why we created the most comprehensive high school football website in the Valley, the West Virginia Northern Community College High School Super Site on WTOV9.com. The only place in the Valley to get the latest scores, highlights, and interviews. Keep checking back for the latest on your school. It's the only place in the Valley to get all of the info from about nearly 50 high school teams in the area.
It's imperative that Indian Creek keep Bellaire out of the end zone with 1 minute and 50 seconds left to go in this half. And don't think that Bellaire can't score that quick. Good coverage that time. Number 2 in coverage for Indian Creek that time was Corey Goodrich. Did a real good job of staying with that with that receiver.
And Latham comes up with a cramp.
Number 27, Tyler Latham.
Huh?
Scores of local interest. First half scores, Winning Park 38, East Liverpool nothing. Martin Ferry
1:43 to go
7.
In the first half.
Buckeye local 8. Draw winning number for a gift certificate to the Ville.
See, we've got
that number is 058
Alabama tomorrow in action. SEC football. Next week we've got Martins Ferry taking on Buckeye Local in the game of the week. We've also got Bellaire and St. C in the game of the week.
057406. Again, 057406. For the Wintersville's league tickets, please report to the Indian Creek Boosters booth below the home.
Okay, nominations begin October 7th for Big 22 players and blocks of granite. If you have a nominee, email the player's name, school, and what makes them stand out to hs@wtov.com. And for a list of who made the preseason Big 22 and blocks of granite, log on to our WTOV9.com super site.
There's an Indian Creek player hurt, right in front of their bench, and we certainly hope that it's nothing serious. I say it's number 27, Tyler Latham. He's a big part of this Indian Creek football team, not only defensively but offensively as well.
Well, let's take a look at the playoff watch. Okay, they are in Ohio Division 4, Region 13, Indian Creek, and right now Creek coming in 9th. Top 8 make the playoffs. Top 4 are host in the first round. Indian Valley out of Jadaden Hutton leads it at 5-0. Then you see Maysville, Bexley, Bloom Carroll, Licking Valley, Philo, Steubenville, Big Red, and Columbus Watterson. Edison checking 11th, and Edison Indian Creek close out the regular season against one another. That's a look at Indian Creek's region, Division 4, Region 13. Now Bellaire now in Division 6, Region 21, and you see the Big Reds checking in 5th, Columbus Bishop Ready 1st. I believe that's Lucasville Valley 2nd, then Centerburg, Newark Catholic, Bellaire, Monroe Central, Oak Hill, Columbus Academy, West Lafayette, Ridgewood, and Fort Fry just on the outside looking in. So that's Division 6, Region 21. That's your Ohio playoff watch. Courtesy of the sports doctor, John Simonson. We'll take a timeout. Be right back. 1:43 to go, first half. 21-13, Bellaire leads it. They've got the ball second and 10 on the 7-yard line.
Look for something across the middle, Don, and a run after the catch.
Well, this inside slot's got plenty of room on the bottom. They're going to run it. And Laughman, look at this run. Out to the 24-yard line, and really kind of tough to game plan for a guy that wasn't on the roster the first 5 games of the year.
Well, Ted, they lose, all leverage on the ball because they had trips set on this side, and they pushed everybody off. They were in man coverage, and as soon as Laughman bounced it to the outside, there was no outside containment right there, and the end man on the defensive end man on the line of scrimmage for Indian Creek just got
Badia's pass
sealed to the
incomplete
inside,
to the top side. Tell you what, Laughman definitely has another dimension. He runs so well on space, but adds another dimension in this offense for the Big Reds.
Yes, he does, Don. He does a nice job.
Second and 10 at the 24. Badia fires. Pass is incomplete.
That's
Roar on the coverage.
That's the area that Coach Davis is trying to attack, is the middle of the field inside the hash marks. And ball just off the fingertips of Patrone, who is such a good receiver going into the middle of the field. Bring up 3rd and 10. It's a minute and 15 seconds. They've only used 25 seconds on the clock.
Laughman hauls it in.
Okay, defender got a hand on it, but Laughman was still able to catch it. Get it upfield for a few yards, but not enough. It's going to bring up a 4th and 10. Number 1, Zachary Williams is the one that got his hand on it. And good pursuit by the Indian Creek defense with number 3, Zach Connor, making the tackle. Bellaire takes a timeout. Coach Davis wants to talk it over. I don't think he has doesn't have much of a choice. Got to kick it away.
The Sports Dr. John Simonson's playoff watch is underway, and you can find that on the West Virginia Northern Community College High School Super site on WTOV9.com. Scroll down to the middle of the page on the right rail. There you will find the Ohio and West Virginia playoff watches for each week leading up to postseason play. Allie Cohen on the sideline. What do you have?
You know, we were talking before the game that Tyler Latham was out last game. He's had some issues with his knee and his ankle, but it appears that this is just a really bad cramp. They're working on his calf, and it looks like it hurts pretty bad. But tonight it's humid out, warm out, and so the weather conditions are changing each week, and we know that with the warm weather, the cramps increase.
Thanks, Allie. A minute to go. And Bellaire is set to kick it away. Pressure, top side, gets off a nice kick. Should be returnable. No. Bounces away from Goodrich.
You want to field those punts if you can. And don't let them bounce. Especially you get a Bellaire bounce like that all the way down to the 22-yard line. First and 10 at the 22-yard line for Indian Creek. There's 47 seconds left to go before this first half is over. And we'll see what Indian Creek is going to do. They're in their tight end, double tight end, wishbone formation, power off tackle.
The handoff, Puro, out to the 29.
I think Coach Connor will be content to just run out the clock.
And Bellaire will have the ball to start the second half.
Yep.
Gain of 7 yards, make it 2nd and 3.
I think they may need to run one more play. As far as the time, the 25-second clock is 1 second behind. Good tackle.
Nice stick by Bellaire, and that was Wyatt back. And the first half of play comes to a close with the Bellaire Big Reds leading by the count of 21-13. Indian Creek's touchdowns coming on a play-action pass to fullback Zach Connor and a blocked field goal return for a touchdown. Well, Bellaire, impressive throwing the ball as always. Allie Cohen has Jose Davis down on the field. Allie.
All right, I'll make this quick so you can get to your team. So after the first quarter, you guys really seemed like you became more gap sound. What adjustments did you make?
I mean, none. You know, I told you before, and nothing's changed for us. Guys got to man up, and they got to tackle and make plays, and that's what they ended up doing. But, you know, we have to continue for 24 more minutes.
And how do you think Badia is handling all these different looks that they're giving him, that Indian Creek's giving him?
I think we've worked on a lot of stuff all week. They've showed us some new stuff we didn't work on, but, you know, it's one of the things that we'll adjust, and that's why we come in at halftime. We got to draw new stuff up and make sure that everybody knows what's going on.
All right, good stuff. Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Back to you guys.
And thanks, Allie. That's Jose Davis, head coach of the Bellaire Big Reds. His team takes a lead to the locker room, 21-13 at the half. First half highlights, and it will be Indian Creek striking on the play-action pass. John Woodbury to Zach Connor. A 48-yard touchdown, 7-0 Indian Creek. Bellaire answers Spencer Badia to Nick Patrone. That makes it 7-7. Then the blocked field goal attempt. Tyler Latham takes it back 95 yards to the touchdown, 13-7 Indian Creek. But Bellaire would answer. Spencer Badia hands off to Brandon Laughman. And Laughman with a big gainer. Fumbles it, gets his own recovery at the 3-yard line. That would set up a Spencer Badia touchdown run. And then Hunter Westlake with a touchdown run to make it 21-13 at the half. And that's where we stand. Allie caught up with Indian Creek head coach Andrew Connor to break. And we'll hear from Andrew after this return of the second half kickoff.
Pretty good coverage that time.
Number 3, Brandon Snell. Let's go to the kickoff. Stop is made.
All right, Connor. So you're right in this game. Bellaire has the ball to start off this half. It's a big defensive stand for you guys.
We got to take away big plays. That's what's killed us in the first half, was them getting big plays on us, and we got to be more consistent on offense in the second half.
And going into this game, you like to run the ball, you know that, but they have guys in that box. Are you thinking you got to throw the ball a little bit more?
Well, our biggest thing is consistency. I mean, we've been able to run the ball. It's just that we've hurt ourselves, with not executing every play like we have to. If you're going to run the ball, you got to execute on every play, and we haven't done that.
All right, thanks, Coach. Back to you guys.
And here we go. Spencer Badia fakes to Laughman. He keeps it, turns the corner, and he gets out to the 43-yard line. Gain of 7 on first down, brings up 2nd and 3.
Badia, the ball carrier. Stop is made by 27, Tyler Latham.
Tyler Latham, the tackle.
I tell you, Latham had a very productive first half, Don. He carried the ball only 3 times, but he rushed for 101 yards on those 3 carries. Badia was 8 of 15 for 129. Laughman. Badia was 8 of 15 for 129 yards, 1 TD, 1 interception. He also had a rushing touchdown as well.
And 5 carries for 25 yards.
Yep. And Blake Rohr carried 13 times for 65 yards in the first half.
Hand off thrown for loss of a couple.
Laughman's getting a lot of work in here. You can see that's a basic play out of that pistol, and just a long belly ride, to the back. And you're going to see that somewhere along the line that Badia is going to pull that ball and keep it himself to get to the outside.
3rd and 4. Creek showing blitz. Badia looks over to the sideline. 7 seconds on the play clock. Clock down to 5, 4, 3. They get the snap off, and Badia runs a quarterback draw. He gets hit by Connor. He's going to be short of the first down. 4th and a long yard.
It's going to be 4th and a long, and we'll see if Coach Davis is the gambler that Coach Connor was. Coach Connor went for it on 4th down twice in the first half. And it looks like he's going to go for it. It's going to be 4th and 1 out of their own 43-yard line.
Hand off, Hunter Westlake. He stopped.
Okay, I don't think he made it, Don. I think he's going to be short.
Timeout for measurement.
Yep, he is short by almost a yard. Bellaire fans don't like the spot. It looked like when he went, yeah, see the ball. The ball's back by his hip.
Yeah.
If he had the ball reaching out, he may have got it.
That's right.
That's how close it was.
He had to get closer to the 45-yard line than what he is. He's going to be maybe a length of a football short. That's going to be more than a length of a football. It's going to be about a yard short.
So big stop for the Redskin defense, down just 8 points, and we talked about how important that initial defensive series would be for Indian Creek, and the Creek comes up big with that stop.
I tell you, that is a big defensive series for Indian Creek. Because you tell your kids at halftime, this first series, we want to get something going. We want to score.
Well, you let them score there, you're down 2 touchdowns.
That's right.
in a world of hurt.
There's not balanced line this way.
Power eye, or the wishbone, excuse me. Puro with the carry, gains about 3.
Sooner or later, he's got to have a bootleg off of this.
Gain of 3 yards on the play, 2nd and 7.
Because they're consistently given to the backside back with 2 lead blockers. And everybody's really biting on it a lot. We'll see if Woodbury, somewhere along the line, decides to keep it.
They remain in the bone. There's the handoff. Puro.
Puro the ball carrier.
Gain of 4.
That's going to bring up 3rd and maybe about 3.
74
There it is here. And you can see how the backside is really coming hard on that, Don. And I'll tell you, if there's a bootleg off of that, Woodbury's going to go for some big yardage. 3rd and 3 at the 37.
Handoff, roar.
Oh, I don't think he made it.
He's going to be 4th and short, but this is obviously you're going to go for it here. 4th and 1 to the 35.
Yeah. Pretty good penetration that time. And you can see the backside is coming so hard. Number 19 is the outside linebacker for Bellaire on their left side.
Don Vinca.
Yep. Unbalanced right, wishbone.
Well, do you keep it with Woodbury? You hand it to Roar, and they hand it to Puro, and Puro's got the first down. Legs driving. He gets down to the 29-yard line.
First down, Indian Creek.
We talked about that missed extra point early on, and
that's a big point.
Yeah, they're going to have to, if they score, they'll have to go for 2.
Go for 2. Here it is from ground level. Good job by Puro, just moving his legs. Wasn't going to be denied. Got to get that first down. Here it is unbalanced again. Watch Bellaire's right side of their defense, Don. If they run to their Indian Creek to their right.
Puro gets hit.
21 Puro the ball carrier.
Good stomp by Bellaire up front. Cody LaRoche.
Here it is here. And good job by number 56 from Bellaire.
James Dunphy.
James Dunphy, senior 5'9", 218 pounds.
Last stop made by 56 Dunphy.
We got a timeout for an equipment adjustment.
Scores of local interest, St. Clairsville 17, Harrison 7. That's about halftime. Buckeye local 14, Edison 14.
Allie, you're down on the Indian Creek sideline. What's the momentum? We talked about at halftime how that was a big defensive series, and they came up big.
Yeah, I mean, you can hear the crowd when Indian Creek made that stop. They were going nuts. But now Bellaire, and now them with the ball again. But I want to talk about Jose Davis for a second, because he's really big on his guys just stepping up, which they need to step up right here. This is a big defensive series for them as well. He just says that his guys, he makes no excuses for his guys. He talks about not making too many adjustments, that his guys just really need to step up and make a stop.
And they're trying to do that now on 2nd and 11 with the stop. And because when you think of Bellaire, what do you think about?
Pass.
You think about the offense. You think about the passing game. And those Bellaire kids take it to heart. I went down with the 2 practices with them in August, and you know they get tired of hearing about they don't play defense and they're not physical and they get shoved around up front. And they definitely putting in the time and the effort and the mindset to improve defensively, to improve in the line of scrimmage. And they've got veteran kids up there. Nice run. Latham down to the 6-yard line.
You know, Don, that's the first time they were in an unbalanced left, and this is the first time they came to the short side. And Indian Creek just had a lot of lead blockers that were able to come over here. Bellaire overshifted.
Well, watch number 3, Zach Connor. Sometimes you don't need a pretty, just blowing some guy out block. Just run interference.
That's right. All you got to do is get a hat on a hat.
That's all Zach did. It was no textbook pretty highlight film block. He ran interference, so he's got to get another 15 yards.
Absolutely.
1st and goal in the 6. Blake Rohr, he's got running. Oh, he gets tracked down from behind. Vinka Dinkadoo, Dom Vinka.
Stop goes to number 19, Dom.
Vinka's been in on several tackles from his outside linebacker position. And he's coming all the way from the backside, Don. Looked like Rohr was going to be able to come out of that pile and get to the outside. But Vinka did a good job chasing it down from the backside and making the tackle.
2nd and goal at the 8. Hand off. Latham can't turn the corner. The Big Reds stringing out once again, and coming up with the tackle for the Big Reds, Austin McConville and Kenny Hess.
Trying to get to the outside and just can't do it. Good speed by that Bellaire defense, running sideline to sideline.
3rd and goal. Now they're backed up to the 14. Blake Rohr slot to the top side. Latham, the inside man in the trip set to the bottom. Hot on the outside. Goodrich in the middle. Woodbury looking top side. Pass. Oh, boy, the receiver
fell down.
He slipped, and they're lucky that thing wasn't picked off, because if it was, it would have been a touchdown back the other way.
Absolutely.
4th and goal. James Dunphy, a big key to that play. You saw him put the pressure on the passer, get his hands up. So 4th and goal at the 14.
This is a tough situation for Indian Creek, because they're just not used to throwing the football.
Now they're going to throw it here. Pass is unloaded. Pass is tipped in the end zone. It is picked off. Bellaire with the interception in the end zone. They'll have the ball on the 20-yard line. A golden opportunity denied for the Creek.
Here's the ball just thrown into the end zone. Had a defender in front of him and a defender behind him, and that ball was intended for Tyler Latham.
21-13, 4:28 to go in the 3rd. We'll take a timeout.
Intercepted by Brendan Ross.
And we're back. 4:28 to go in the 3rd. Man goes in motion. Westlake to the top of your screen. 1st and 10 Bellaire at their own 20 after the turnover. And Badia flushed out of the pocket. He's pursued, and he's going to pick up about 3.
This is the most I've seen Badia run in all the times that we've been watching Bellaire, Don. You know, he had 3 rushes in the first half. And here he's got another one. And that's very unusual, because you don't see him, usually you don't see him flushed out of the pocket like that.
2nd and 6.
Called a gain of 4. 2nd and 6. Badia underneath. Pass is caught. Latham.
Pass is complete.
And Rohr with the tackle at the 30. Westlake with the catch.
Westlake. Stop goes to number 27, Latham.
Bellaire does such a good job of finding those little soft spots in the zone, and they were real successful with that pattern in the first half, especially on their first possession.
Nick Patrone has been very silent since catching that touchdown pass at the beginning of the game.
Yeah, he has.
And you got to wonder if it's Bellaire targeting other guys or Creek shutting him down, but you got a feeling that he's going to be coming up here shortly. Badia. He was looking Patrone's way.
Oh, incomplete.
Incomplete.
Pass is incomplete.
And that is intended for Patrone.
We'll now draw the wing number for tonight's 3rd game ball, donated by Butler Auto.
Isaiah Pavlik on the coverage.
Just off the tip of his fingers.
That route's a good one. It was over.
And I'll tell you, Badia had plenty of time to look for his receiver. Good job by that offensive line of Bellaire, giving him plenty of time to pick out his receivers. He hasn't really been under too much duress. And I don't think he's been sacked tonight either, Don.
2nd and 10.
That slip screen.
Top side, and the pass is caught. I believe that's Tyler West.
Pretty good coverage.
Johnny Hott over there. Lake Moore.
There's a quick screen. That's just a long handoff. And number 14 for Indian Creek does a good job of coming up Johnny Hott and making that good open field tackle. He's going to bring up a 3rd and 4. Big down for Indian Creek defense right here. They need to get the ball back and get something going.
Well, they've really taken those quick slants that Bellaire loves just out of the mix. Badia is hit.
There's a flag.
Boy, there's a late flag. The pass, I believe, was incomplete for Brendan Ross.
I don't know about that one. Well, we'll see if we have it on a replay. That official is much closer to it than we are.
Indian Creek had great pressure, and Badia unloaded the ball. The pass rusher pulled up. He had his sights on the QB, pulled up, so nothing there. Let's start calling pass interference.
Yeah, interference on the defense. 15 yards from the previous spot.
That's what it is, pass interference.
And that will give Bellaire a 1st and 10 at the 48 of Indian Creek. So a huge penalty.
It's at the spot of the foul, I guess. Well, you can see that clock winding down. Indian Creek's only had the ball for 1 series.
Laughman, what a difference maker. A 1st down to the 35.
I tell you, he's added another dimension to their running game. He runs so well in between the tackles. And I think one of the reasons is that he's a little short and he runs behind those big offensive linemen, and it's hard to pick him out. But he's able to find the creases in that defensive front 4, front 7, and does a good job of getting his shoulders squared to the line of scrimmage and running upfield. That offensive line from Bellaire, a lot of credit. They're doing a good job in there tonight.
So 1st and 10 at 35. Badia pressured. Somehow gets away. And Badia could have been thrown for a loss of about 8 or 10 and gets back to the line of scrimmage. And an Indian Creek player is injured.
Pressure came right up the middle.
And that was Tyler West.
And number 11 got his hands up. That's Christian Getze. The Bellaire offensive line, Don, is Ryan Kalarick, James Dunphy, Cody LaRoche, Ryan Back, and Seth Pickens.
Take a timeout. 2:15 to go in the 3rd. Bellaire with the football and the lead.
She's your everything.
And we're back at Wintersville, 2nd and 10. For Bellaire at the 35 of Indian Creek.
2nd and 9 at the 35-yard line.
Badia, all kinds of time, and a wide open receiver, and a Bellaire touchdown. Nick Patrone.
Wow, how can you leave him that open?
We had just got done saying that he's been very silent since the early going, and when you got thunder and lightning on the field together, they're going to strike at some point, and they just did.
I'll tell you what a pretty thrown ball that was by Badia. See right here, he fakes the screen.
The Badia to Patrone touchdown pass over 35 yards.
Sets it out, just sends it out there to Patrone, gives Patrone a chance to make a play, run under the ball, touchdown. Extra point is good.
That's the thing when you play Bellaire. They can strike quickly at any time, and they just did. And coming up this week's NFL football matchup here on WTOV9 has the Houston Texans and the San Francisco 49ers
on NBC.
Allie Cohen.
Hey guys, so when we watch Bellaire play, we're used to seeing that Badia to Patrone, so I asked Indian Creek head coach Andrew Connor earlier this week what he was going to do about that. He said he's going to put a couple of different guys on Patrone. Apparently, no one decided to get on in that last play, but Jose Davis, Bellaire's head coach, talked about having a balance between their running and passing game, and Laughman really does bring a different element to their running game, and he said, Jose Davis says he likes their odds if they get about 60 to 70 plays a game, and they're doing pretty good right now.
And they are indeed, and Patrone was wide open. Latham on the return. Tyler Latham across midfield to the 30. And Bellaire with an angle on him, and you're going to have a flag because they...
Horse collar.
The horse collared him, no doubt.
Inside the 20-yard line.
Huge return by Tyler Latham.
Okay, here it is right from the beginning. Finds a, watch him turn it on now. Makes one cut, boom. Does a good job of breaking a couple tackles. Number 8 is in pursuit.
Hunter Westlake.
Hunter Westlake. And right there, that's a horse collar.
And real, that was the only way they're going to bring him down.
Yeah.
He basically prevented a touchdown. Indian Creek has got to score a touchdown. There's no two ways about it.
That's right. They have to score here, and they have to make the 2-point conversion. And a pro eye.
First and goal at the 8. Blake Rohr.
Wow.
And Bellaire's getting all kinds of... Their quickness is paying off defensively because they're making initial hits behind the line of scrimmage consistently.
Well, you know what they say, Don, if you play against somebody that's really quick, you know, you run right at them. If you play somebody that's really big, you run away from them. But, you know, Bellaire's defense has done a great job just jamming up all of those running lanes inside. Then everybody's closing from the outside so that he can't bounce it.
Well, exactly. Creek's getting no penetration. They're barely driving them off the line of scrimmage, and that's allowing the pressure to come in from the outside and make those tackles.
That's right.
Ball start. 5-yard penalty.
Ball start backs them up. Boy,
that hurts.
And when you look at it, okay, you've got the big return for good field position here.
Yeah.
They had a blocked field goal that they took back for a touchdown, and the play action pass for a touchdown. The big runs, the big running game has not been there. They had the one run by Rohr, but it was a fumble at the end.
At the end, that's right.
So second and goal now at the 13. The key is see if Creek gets any movement. And not much there, but here goes Woodbury, and once again, Bellaire's defense is getting it done. I think that was Malik Green.
The sack goes to 45, Malik Green.
Here comes right here. Number 55 was the first one there, and then number 45.
Well, that's Malik Green's.
Yeah, that's Malik Green. But number 55 was the first one there. That's Donovan Taylor. It's the end of this quarter, Don.
At the end of 3 quarters of play, Bellaire leads Creek 28-13 your score. Choice Auto Sales, and we're set for Creek, 3rd and goal in the 21. Woodbury back to pass. He is pressured, unloads it. Incomplete, and once again the Bellaire Big Red defense up to the test. James Dunphy.
Got a big rush that time, you know, and when you have a team that's not used to, you know, doing a lot of pass blocking, Don, that pass blocking is the hardest thing to teach an offensive lineman, and when you're not used to that, you know, and you get into that spread formation, You know, you got to hope that your offensive line will give you about 2 seconds, maybe 3 seconds, you know, to get rid of that ball and get it downfield to an open receiver. This is going to be difficult for Indian Creek right here.
So 4th and 21, 4th and goal. Woodbury floats it out there, and it is incomplete. And once again, Dunphy making a living in the backfield. James Dunphy, there he is, number 56, and sometimes you have a game of the week and a guy that you may not know a whole heck of a lot about comes out and makes a presence, and this young man has. He's 5'10", 220 senior James Dunphy.
That whole defensive line for Bellaire has done a good job, you know, taking away Indian Creek's run and also doing a good job of rushing the passer when they had to. And that defense up front, Wyatt back, Donovan Taylor, Robbie Kalinowski, Cody LaRoche, Kyle Hess, and of course the guy that you just mentioned, number 56, James Dunphy.
Badia, the ball's on the ground. He wasn't looking when they snapped it, and luckily for Bellaire, he falls on it.
I think he was trying to change a pattern on one of his wide receivers, and the center saw him put his hand down, thought that he was ready for the snap, but was not. Wow, and he was lucky to be able to recover that. That's a big loss of 6 yards. Going to bring up 2nd and 16.
Loss of 6 on the play, 2nd and 16.
Pass. Oh, wow. Caught. Tyler West. First down, Bellaire.
You know what they did that time, Don? They had twin set over here. The inside receiver just ran straight down the field, and the wide receiver, which was number 3, came underneath him into the middle of the field where it's been all night and was able to take it upfield for the first down. Number 3, Tyler West. Patrone, the inside receiver. And they're not in any hurry. They're going to take as much time off of that 25-second clock as they can.
Well, they've got a defender there, Pavlik, to take away that slant. And there's Laughman. And the ball's on the ground. He fumbles it. Now
I think Bellaire got it back.
Got it.
Fumble on the play. Bellaire has again recovered.
Indian Creek had a shot at it. They had a red shirt right around the ball, but as they went down, the ball popped away, and Bellaire was able to recover their own fumble. So what turned out to be a gain of about 3 or 4 ends up being a gain of 1. So it's going to bring up 2nd and 9 for Bellaire at their own 32-yard line.
Badia, pressure, gets away, fires incomplete.
Pass is incomplete.
Yeah, pretty good rush that time from the Indian Creek front 4. Able to get in there pretty clean. I think Coach Connor maybe trying to get a illegal grounding, illegal forward pass. Right there, they had a shot, and that was Connor coming in there pretty clean from his linebacker spot.
Badia fires, that one's caught, and they've got the first down.
Badia's pass is complete.
Yeah, these receivers from Bellaire do such a good job of running after they make the catch. This is a real nice catch by Hunter Westlake. And look at him, he's able to gain yards after the catch. Does a good job. You know, I said earlier, you got to give Spencer Badia a lot of credit. He's passed for over 6,000 yards in his career, but he's got some really wonderful wide receivers. 1st and 10 for Bellaire at about their own 45. Well, we'll call it the 44.
There's Laughman. Boy, he's got good speed. Laughman's going to take it down to the 12. Latham, a touchdown saving tackle.
Number 30, Laughman, the ball carrier.
I think he's got a cramp. It's a little counter play. Right there, good penetration, but Indian Creek can't tackle. Laughman bounces it to the outside, shows some real nice speed right here, as you can see. But number 27 from Indian Creek doesn't give up. That's Tyler Latham, tough little guy.
Timeout on the field, and we talked about Creek having 4 goal line stands this year. Well, they need to come up big yet again. We'll take a timeout and be back. And we're back at 9:20 to go. First and goal. Bellaire at the Creek 9.
It's first and goal, Bellaire at the Indian Creek 9-yard line.
Creek has to come up big here defensively.
Westlake and Kenny Hess are the running backs. You've got a flag. Timeout. Bellaire. Next Friday, the First Choice America Federal Credit Union WTOV 9 High School Football Game of the Week has the Buckeye Local Panthers traveling to Martins Ferry to take on the Purple Riders. This game will play back on WTOV 9 next Friday, following Sports Friday on WTOV 9. It's the only game in town. Allie Cohen, the only sideline reporter tonight, and that is who we're going to talk to. And did it get cold all of a sudden? You have a coat on.
Yeah, it's a little muggy down here, but a little chilly, so I'm not sure what to do. I'm a little confused. But a little while ago, you were talking about Bellaire receivers. And speaking of Bellaire receivers, former Bellaire receiver and Buckeye great Joey Galloway was actually on hand this past Saturday as Ohio State inducted their former legendary head coach John Cooper into the Athletic Hall of Fame. So Bellaire just having some great players come through their program over the years.
Well, without a doubt, they've had a number of guys in the NFL. Andy Dorse, Lance Mell. Pass incomplete. Buddenberg played in the NFL. Andy Dorse.
Final score, Martins Ferry 35, Union Local 7.
The Martins Ferry winner over Union Local 35-7. So Ferry, Buckeye giving Edison a good go tonight.
It's tied 14-14 earlier. Okay, we've got a 2nd and 9.
I still say you got to watch Patrone this way to the slot, but no, they swing it top side, and West Connor just drives him into the ground.
His pass is complete.
Good job that time by the Indian Creek defense.
Third and goal at the 5. Clock an enemy of the Creek right now. It's at 8:10.
With double receivers both ways.
Badia. Boy, he's going to run with it, and there's nothing there but a host of bodies. Big bodies.
Big number 53. And Getsy, number 11, on the bottom of that pile. That was Paul Eagle. So LaRoche is going to be trying a 25-yard field goal.
Remember, Eckle opening night against Weir High scored a touchdown.
Yes,
He's the lineman that picked off the pass and ran it back.
Picked off that pass. You're absolutely
and we
right.
had the great Twitter photo of him that we tweeted. What else would you do with the Twitter photo but tweet it? The field goal is good. That's a huge points there.
Oh, yeah.
That makes it 31-13. So Bellaire in command. Up 31-13. You've got 7:28 to go in the ball game. We'll take a timeout.
Well, we'll see if Tyler Latham can give Indian Creek a lift here. He sure had a great return on the last kickoff.
Here's the return. And there he goes across midfield.
Tyler Latham returns the kickoff into Bellaire territory.
It's good return guy because he runs with a lot of speed. He just sees a crack and he tries to get there as quick as he can. Runs through tacklers. It's a good return guy. Get back in this ball game. Indian Creek's going to have to throw, and that's not their strong suit.
Woodbury. Pass caught. Johnny Hott on the grab.
Bellaire will give them all the short stuff. They're not going to give them anything long to where they can score very, very quickly. See here that nice catch by number 14, Johnny Hott.
Second and 3.
Pass is incomplete.
Pass is incomplete. 3rd down.
That was intended for number 14 again, Johnny Hott. Running a post pattern. Ball was incomplete. It's going to bring up 3rd and 3 at the Bellaire 42.
Pass near side, and that one's incomplete. Intended for Chris Major.
And that would have been a 1st down. Fourth and 3. Coach Connor has no choice. He has to go for it.
Woodbury.
It's going to be short.
Pass is caught short.
The pass is complete.
You have to make sure that you make the go as deep as you need to go for the 1st down. And I tell you, he came down odd. Very, very odd way, and he might be hurt.
As they attend to the injured player, we'll take a timeout. 6:41 to go. Bellaire leads the Creek 31-13. And we are back.
1st quarter score, Buckeye Local 22, Edison 20.
Well, let's see if Bellaire tries to eat up some of the clock now, Don. Since they're in the driver's seat with a score of 31-13, they're up by 3 scores. So we'll see if they give it to Laughman. Number 30's had a big game.
Well, he had over 100 in the 1st half.
Yes,
and
he did.
Had 100 in the 2nd half, too. So
not much there. As a matter of fact, probably lose a half a yard. Bellaire's not going to be in any hurry. Here it is on a Hancock Savings. It's a replay. A lot of penetration. Number 53 for
no gain, 2nd and 10.
Indian Creek. Paul Equal in there in a big, big hurry. Badia is really taking his time. There's 5 seconds left on the clock.
Not much there for Laughman, but you know what? They're up 18. They're just concerned about running the clock.
Heck yeah.
Run clock, hang on to the football.
Gain of a yard, 3rd and 9.
And they're not going to be in any hurry, and they're going to take their time when they come up to the line.
What great food tonight in the press box. Boy, we had chicken. We had the biggest meatballs you ever want to see, and fruit.
Yeah.
So I actually got to eat healthy tonight.
Yeah, but you had cake instead of fruit.
I didn't have cake. I had 2 cups of fruit and 2 pieces of chicken. Here's Patrone. And Patrone across midfield, down to the 42-yard line.
And that's a 1st down.
They've kept him quiet tonight, but boy, when he's had 2 touchdown grabs in that one, always a big playmaker.
Yeah, that's a heck of a combination. Badia to Patrone.
Front goes to Latham and Cole.
wonder if he's any relation to Lee Patrone, a great basketball player at Bellaire, went on and played at West Virginia University. There are 2 sidecars now.
Laughman, nothing there.
Laughman, the ball carrier.
Getsy's at the bottom of the pile on that one.
Number 53,
along with Paul Eagle.
And 11, Christian Getsy on the stop for Indian Creek.
Clock is just agonizingly running, and there's nothing that Coach Connor can do about it. 2nd and 11 at the 43. 9 seconds left on the clock.
There's a handoff. Fights for a hard 3 yards.
But the important thing is the clock keeps running, and it takes a long time for everybody to unpile. Getsy and Equal again.
From a post-game show, so stick around for the ball game. Also, WTOV9 is rebroadcast.
We're at about 300, 3 minutes and 40 seconds. There's a little equipment adjustment. And the officials will take an official timeout to make a repair. And that's Brandon Laughman, whose chin strap came unbuckled. And in high school, those boys wear those 4-point chin straps on, and they have to have all 4 points buckled. A lot of times you'll see in the pros where they have a couple unbuckled or something like that, but at the high school level, they need to have them all buckled.
We're looking at a 3rd and 8 on the 40. Badia. All kinds of time, and he fires. Incomplete. Next up for Indian Creek, they are at 3-3 Union Local next week, and then Martins Ferry comes here, and then Creek closes out the year back-to-back road games at Harrison Central and Edison. And Creek, this will be their 2nd loss in a row, lost last week 21-0 on the road at St. Clairsville.
It's 4th and 8. And Bellaire's getting into punt formation. I'm going to try to pin Indian Creek deep in their own territory. Good snap. A wobbly kick. Takes a Bellaire bounce. Will bounce inside the 15.
Allie Cohen.
Hey, fellas. Bellaire head coach Jose Davis talked about earlier in the week that they need to put Indian Creek in situations where they're uncomfortable, and they certainly have done that tonight. As you mentioned, they really had no choice late in this 4th quarter at all once Bellaire scored that last touchdown to throw the ball, and we know that they are more comfortable running the ball. So Bellaire is successful in putting Indian Creek in situations where they are uncomfortable.
And the big turnaround from last year when it was Creek going down to Bellaire and dominating that one and shutting down Bellaire. Bellaire next week on the game of the week. They'll be home Saturday afternoon against unbeaten St. Clairsville. And then they'll be home to Harrison Central, at Union Local, and home to Martins Ferry. And so the Big Reds will have a TV game next week in week 7, and then again in week 10 with Martins Ferry to close out the year.
Number 25 checking into the lineup. It's Jacob Holloway.
So right now, when you look at their schedule, Bellaire's played an unbeaten Steubenville Central team, an unbeaten Shadyside team, and they'll play an unbeaten St. Clairsville team coming up, and counting tonight, played Ferry, Creek, and John Marshall, 3 teams each with only 1 loss. So that's been a pretty interesting slate As you see, Central at 5-0. That was one of the losses, and the other loss was to Shadyside, who was also 5-0. So pretty tough schedule there for the Bellaire Big Reds in Division 6 Region 21.
I'll tell you, since that Shadyside game, that Bellaire defense has really improved because Shadyside rushed the ball almost exclusively against Bellaire that Saturday afternoon at Bellaire and rushed for over 400 yards, Don. And I don't know if I don't know if Indian Creek has 150 yards rushing tonight.
There's the flag. Delay of game.
Hit ball, substitution infraction. 12 guys on the defense.
That's against Bellaire. So it's a 5-yard penalty against Bellaire.
We talked about last year, both teams made the playoffs, and it was Creek winning 28-0.
Wow, again, good penetration by that Bellaire defense. Number 57 was in there like a shot. That was Matt Montgomery. A lot of new numbers in there for Bellaire right now. As you can see, there's a lot of clean shirts. Number 62, Jacob Smith. 57 was just in on the tackle. Number 50, John Price. And both teams now have a lot of their backups into the ball game for this last 2 minutes.
Number 20, Robert Copper, the ball carrier.
Number 6, Chris Mazar is the quarterback. Mazar is only a sophomore, 5'10", 165 pounds, probably the quarterback of the future for Indian Creek.
I'll say one thing is that one of the pitchers of the future for the baseball team, Chris Mazur's the dandy. There's the handoff.
Wow, again. That's at number 57, Matt Montgomery again.
Well, here's the stat. The last 2 years, Creek's outscored Bellaire 49-0, 28-0 last year, 21-0 the year before. So you've got to think this was a game that the Bellaire Big Reds really point to in their schedule.
Yeah, and they seem to be peaking at the right time too. You know, right around the middle of their schedule. This is game 6 for them, and they certainly are getting better every week. That will probably be the last play of the game, Don.
Again, top of the ball carrier.
So a big win that the Bellaire Big Reds needed to win in their quest for a playoff spot. And the Bellaire fans raised up the flag.
And that'll be the ball game.
And that will be it.
Final score is Bellaire 31, Indian Creek 13.
It's got to be a disappointing loss for Coach Connor.
There will be no post-game show tonight.
You know, it's the second loss in a row, so you know he's going to have to rebound next week.
So Bellaire wins at 31-13 over Indian Creek. And if Ali Cohen can go out and grab Coach Davis, we'll wrap things up here tonight. So Bellaire impressive in their victory as they win it by the count of 31-13, Bellaire over Indian Creek. And tell you what, Bellaire, the story tonight, defensively, they did a heck of a job in this one.
That's right, because you know, Coach Connor wanted to be able to run the ball against this Bellaire defense, try to keep the ball away from them, and you know, shorten the game as much as he possibly could. And Bellaire's defense was up to the task. They did a great job, and after that first series, they were good.
So Bellaire, that'll do it. At Indian Creek, it's the Bellaire Big Reds defeating the Creek 31-13 the final.